work in the meantime, and we're going to do row 4A. Wow, that goes fast, but that's because I didn't tape the setup. The setup is always a little boring, and I've done it so often. It says 1 in the back, so you go 1 in the back behind your work. Oh, and your collar, it says back of work, and that dangles in the back of my work and not in the front of my work. Always check that too. Why? Really? I go to buy very expensive yarn to do my tests in, because this yarn is nerving me now, really. And it's a good brand, but just don't like acrylic that much. Makes me sneeze, by the way. 1 in the back, 8 front. Three. Three. Five, 6, just force it. 7, and 8 and 8, sorry, 8. And then we come to the next part of our pattern, which is 3 DF back. So we're going to the back. That means, and now I'm going to tell you something. As you see, the back looks like normal interlocking. So that's why I say you just count your filled in windows normal, because you stay with the same amount of windows. If you need check your work, check it on the back. You can immediately see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24 holes. It should be 25. So I miscounted. But if you count clearly and carefully, you will see it is 25 windows still, because otherwise I wouldn't end in the middle. Okay, so it says 3 double crochets in the back in a cluster. So yarn over, pull the first one, number 1 always goes, the odd one always goes in the 2 loops of the double crochet of the previous row of the same color, if I don't mix it up. And so here it goes. So this is the first one. The third one, yarn over, go through the netting. See, you go through that netting here. That is your single, that is your chain of the previous row in the same color. And then number 3 goes in the 2 loops of the previous double crochet following that netting, and you make a double crochet and then 1 chain for after the cluster. Okay, you did that. And what do you doing? 2 in the front, and look, 2 in the front. We just make a normal one. Look which one I take. See, here is a square and here's a square. We need to have this one. This is your normal netting. This is part of your normal netting. This is the filled in window. So you go here, you find those double crochet. See, you skip that one. That is like your chain in the middle of the 2 double crochets here to make a window. You pull it forwards. This is important because otherwise you can lose or make an extra stitch. How you say, chain 1 again, because it's a normal 2 F's and another F. And you see where I put my hook already? It's in the first one of the cluster of the 2 loops. We leave that one alone now because that is not in the pattern. So we pull it forwards and make the next double crochet and a chain 1. See? So we got those posts here. It stays 1 post. And if you turn it around, you will see we covered this post here We covered that post here, and this we leave alone for now, but sometimes it says 5 and we need to follow with it. And here is another cluster. We're going to do more, don't worry, where we do a lot of double crochets and other double crochets. Don't worry. I take a sip of tea because I'm thirsty. My throat is dry. Sorry about that. I'm a tea drinker now because I was fed up with lemonade. And here you see I made a little mistake. I forgot that chain 1. Now I'm not going to rip it out for a chain 1. You just pull it a little bit so it gets a window. That is how you solve it. And you go, what is it? Oh, it's 3 double crochets in the back anyway. So you cover that. Let me see, which double crochet do you think you would take? This one, and this one. Of course it's this one because it stays in a window. See, your odd, your single or whatever goes in the first, and of course it's behind the work and not front of the work. It goes in here because otherwise you can't make it. There. You make the first one of the 3DF, no chain, just yarn over. This goes through the netting or through post, covering that chain 1 made in the previous row. Yarn over, through, yarn over again, no chain yet, and this is number 3, and that goes in the double crochet of the previous row, double crochet in the same color. And previous row, oh my god, that's a lot of explanation. And an extra, just chain 1 after the clusters. You see, this is covered, so it's not a big deal, but it's nicer if you make a whole window instead of one with one how you call it, without the chain. So that's what you get without the chain. They go a little bit diagonal. And then we're going to do, what does it say? We're going to do normal crochet, normal interlocking crochet. We do 8 in the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1 back and a side stitch. 1 back and a side stitch. Let me pull this back. See, go through the loop, pull it back. There, 1 back and a side stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4 for my turn, because I always do 4. You can do less, but I like a little bit of stretchiness on the side. You can always solve that with your border if you want to make a border. You see this yarn is already going like that. There, you see the amount. I will count the windows now with you. This is 1 window, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I can better do it at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So see, it stays 25 windows. You don't make more or less windows. This is your back and this is your front. This is a window. This is a window. And this is 1 window, and here 1, 2. And this is a window. So double crochets, the DFs, are nothing more than a solid, or a solid, however you want to call it. The solids are nothing more than a filled in window in interlocking filet crochet. And why is it called filet crochet? Because you make netting with a little bit texture in it, and that's already filet crochet. Why is it interlocking? Because you simply interlock the nettings. You can rip one color out. You know, you can really rip a color out and only leave the netting in the red. If I take the yellow out, you will see the red stays. The yarn is a little bit through, but in the end you can pull it through if you want it. So really, this is interlocking filet crochet. It's not that difficult. You just need to keep your head with it. Count, 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 and recount if you're not sure. But this is it. Okay, I will hope to see you back in the next row. That's not a simple row. We get 5 double crochets in a cluster here. So 5 DFs here. Interesting. Hope to see you.